Hey guys, how are you? I know it has been a couple of minutes since I have been on here to chat about social media. And if you follow my platforms or get my emails or all the things, you saw the announcement where I said I was taking a break. And I announced I was going to take a break until December the 1st. Well, there's a couple of things I want to talk to you about today, which is why I'm coming on here, that are really important. One of those is I'm extending that break until January 1st of 2021. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still behind the scenes doing all the things. I just needed some time. Like you guys have experienced, it's been a really hard year, especially for those of us in the speaker space and those of us in the education space. So I'm going to give myself 2 months. I'm doing some regrouping, I'm doing some changing, and I'll be back January 1st, and it's going to be amazing. It has some really great stuff. So you're just not going to see me on the platforms that I'm usually on during the day, posting and sending you guys information. That being said, I am still, this is what I want you guys to understand, is I'm still doing private consultations. So that's whether it's in person with a parent, or if it is in person with groups of kids, one-on-one with your kids, a group of parents, whatever that looks like, I am still doing private consultations. I'm still doing phone consultations, that kind of thing. I'm just taking a break off of social media and all of the hosting and all the things, and just doing a little bit of work in the background, which is really needed. After 5 years, I've been super busy, and I've decided to take the time to also spend some time with my family, which is also pretty important, I think, especially given everything that's been going on. The most important reason why I wanted to come on here today and chat with you guys is because I want to tell you about a gentleman that we lost on Wednesday that is a part of sort of the social media education world, if you will. His name is Colin Kartchner, and I don't know if you've heard about me talk about him during my conferences or, posting information about him, but he was an amazing advocate for children when it came to social media, meaning get off of it, don't use it, it's not for kids, and he's been doing it for years. He was a mentor of mine without even knowing it. I think it's so important that we find people in life that are doing sort of what we are doing or what we want to do, and we follow them. People that we can look up to, people that we can emulate some of the things that they're doing, people that are doing things bigger and better than we are. And that's what he was for me. When I started my business 5 years ago, he was one of the very first people that I started to really research his research and look at what he was doing and understand his platform, because his reach was outstanding. It was thousands and thousands and thousands of kids and teachers and parents. But he was taken too soon. It was on Wednesday. He was 40 years old. And no, it was not suicide. And this is where I think this would drive him absolutely crazy. That's a rumor that's floating on social media. And so he knows as well as you do, as we all do, how rumors can get started on social media. He was the biggest advocate for kids that were having struggles with mental health, struggles with suicidal thoughts, all related, a lot of it related back to social media. So it wasn't suicide. His wife has talked about that on her social media page. It was just, we don't know. She hasn't released what happened, but she said that he was at home with his family and passed peacefully. But he was 40 years old, and it was incredibly too soon. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because please go look at his stuff. I'm going to post a link for you guys that will have his podcast, that will have his Instagram information, his Facebook stuff. It's a wealth of information. It will, I think, if you really dig into it, help to change your perspective on social media and why our kids do not need it. I just listened to his last podcast today, and there's just such good stuff in there. If you want to learn about how your child's brain is affected by gaming, if you want to learn how their mental health is affected, by social media, he just dives into all of that, and he brings in all of these amazing experts that give testimony and opinions that we wouldn't otherwise have. So I'm going to link all that for you, because I have always said that knowledge is power. And we need somebody like him. We needed him here helping us navigate all the social media stuff with our kids. So take a look at it, really listen to it. Again, I'm going to link it. I will say this in closing. I think the biggest testimony to the difference that he was making is that kids loved him. Teenagers followed him on social media. Teenagers would reach out with message after message about how they had been to one of his conferences and how it had changed their life. They would stop doing the very thing that they feel like is the most important thing to them, which is Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok or whatever their social media platform is, or whatever gaming platform they were on. He would get message after message about how they had stopped doing that. And I'm here to tell you, and you guys know as parents, if you can reach a teenager and have them reach out to you, that is everything. That is everything. And he had that. He had that gift. So he did do this one thing that I think is amazing. It was pre-COVID, and I would love for you to do it with your kids today. It's called the 8-second hug. And he would ask everybody at his conferences to just turn to the person next to you and give them an 8-second hug. There's all this science behind it about the endorphins that it releases and why we need an 8-second hug every single day to, feel a certain way, to feel better. And he talks about that actually in some of his conferences, and I think he talks about it in his podcast. But he would have auditoriums full of hundreds of kids hugging one another, kids walking up to him after his conferences and hugging him. And I think we all need more of that. We definitely need more hugs and a lot less social media driven life. So today, grab your kid, give them an 8-second hug. Maybe a forced situation. Mine do not love 8-second hugs, and the fact that they're not all that into hugging, they say. But we make it funny. Usually there's some sort of me chasing them down or me counting wrong. I'll count incorrectly. Instead of 8 seconds, it ends up being a 30-second hug. You'll be amazed how long they stand there. But give your kids an 8-second hug. Go look at all the information that he has provided. It's outstanding, and knowledge is power, and it may just change your opinion on the social media platforms that your kids have. So that is it. If you need any help, please just give me a call. Let me know. You know how to reach out to me, and I'm going to link all of his information below. So you guys will have it. Thanks so much, and I will see you January 1st.